Of course, I start the recording and I yawn. That's just it. Good morning, everybody. We are on the last week of fully online. I'm super excited. Guys, I was in my classroom on Friday. I'm in Kaufman's old room, of course, and I cleaned the crap out of it. So I'm still working on getting it set up, but I'll be getting it set up this week. I might be in the classroom later this week. Like when we do class and stuff like that, just where I can help continue to get stuff set up because it needs some cleaning, guys. It needed cleaning. Kaufman, bless his soul. I love him to death, but he is one unorganized man. So I had to get that all cleaned up and everything like that. But here we are, getting ready to go. I'm super excited. So as our last thing before we go back, and this is our final closure to Death of a Salesman, the last little bit that we need to do. We're taking this all the way back to the beginning of Death of Salesman when we asked you guys about social media. So I asked you guys to do a little social media journal about how you use social media. And it was just to get an idea of if you use social media, to be perfectly honest, because you were going to make a social media profile for whatever character it is that you chose. So if you chose Biff, Happy, Willie, Linda, you're going to make their social media. So you're going to make them either a Twitter page or an Instagram page. Now, obviously, we don't have a whole thing to set up a real Twitter, Instagram. We're just going to put it into the document here. But basically, we're going to imagine that we're setting them up with this. And what we really wanted to do is just show off some of the important moments in that person's life. Some of the important things that they enjoy, that they do, right? So what you're going to do first is give them a username. What the heck is their username? What might it be? Any of them. It could be whatever it is, as long as it makes sense. Whatever towards your character's personality. What is their username? And then you're going to give them a bio. So just the same as you would on Instagram or Twitter. What's their bio? What might they have on there to show off about themselves, where would that be? And then you're going to end up making 6 posts about the character, okay? As the character, really. So let's say you want to make an Instagram post. Obviously, with Instagram, the big thing is you need pictures, right? So you could have a picture and then a me and my boys, hashtag good men, hashtag good time, hashtag salesman, right? This would be a very simple, easy Instagram post to be able to put there, but it's showing something super important for Willie. His boys were one of the most important things to him. Hello, Poe, you needy boy. Speaking of which. So that would make total sense to put there. Absolutely understandable. Now, you might want to do a Twitter post, which is totally fine. You don't need a picture for Twitter, right? So if we scroll down, this is an example of a Twitter post. My kids are so whack, they don't have a future and need to get off their lazy bums. Hashtag best life forever. Best life fever. I don't know what. I don't know what. Okay. Mr. Bush wrote this. So if you guys have any idea what he was going for with that, let me know. I don't know. Hashtag make it moolah. So that could be kind of that could be more of a Twitter post that comes along with it, right? And that's also something important for Willie. Willie is thinking his boys are just not successful, right? Oh, Kat, don't you even think about it. You do not need to go up there. My cat is killing me this morning. So whichever one you want to choose, it doesn't matter. If you want to be able to go through and get pictures, from the movie, totally fine. Go for it. They are so Googleable. It's ridiculous. You can find them in Google really easy, and you can use those. If you don't want to use pictures, choose Twitter. It's totally fine. But the biggest thing is that you're putting the text and at least 2 hashtags. Okay? Text and at least 2 hashtags. So here's the first round of posts that you're going to do. The first 2 posts are going to be from that flashback period. So back when Happy and Biff were in high school. Okay? So this could be like when Biff steals the football and they're throwing it around in the backyard. This could be when Uncle Ben shows up and boxes with Biff, and Linda's like, "Watch out, Biff!" before he knocks him down. This could be when Biff fails math and ends up going to Boston. That's during a flashback, and finds out about the other woman. Heck, it could be when Willie is with the other woman, because that's also a flashback. Anything like that would be a perfect pick for a flashback. When Happy wants to carry the shoulder pads and the helmet. When Happy is, I'm losing weight. You notice, Pop? Trying to lose weight and make me notice. Oh no, I was trying to think for every character. At least something for every character there. So 2 moments they could have posted on Instagram or Twitter. Anything about him. And you're just going to get text and at least 2 hashtags. Text, at least 2 hashtags. And then a picture if you're going to do Instagram posts, of course. The next thing is going to be from the first act of the play. So this is up until Biff takes the pipe from the furnace, okay? So when he removes the rubber hose from the gas heater, basically after he finds out that his dad is suicidal and he decides to do something about it, right? So what would they maybe post about there? Let's think. So we've got Willie coming home. Willie almost hit a kid, so he came home. Linda could be posting about how Willie came home early, and it's exciting. Biff's come home from the West. That's a big deal. Happy and Biff were out. They went out together, like went to dinner or whatever. And so the whole house smelled of shaving lotion. Linda talked about that. The whole house smelled of shaving lotion. So either of them could post about that. There's a lot there. Finding out about Dad's condition. Finding out that he was suicidal. Could post about that. Now, usually we wouldn't post an immediate thing of like, my dad's suicidal. What? Like, you don't usually see people posting that, but maybe they're posting for something rough happened tonight. Send prayers. Bless up. Like something like that, whatever it might be, to be able to get that attention towards it, and get that. And then the last one is the second act to the end of the play, when Willie, of course, has his funeral. And I mean, obviously, you could post about the funeral 100%. That's kind of an easy stick out one for all of us, I think. Willie could post a goodbye post before making his decision, because he was really excited about it. Like the way that his mind was telling him it was such a positive thing for him to do, which is so sad, right? To think that our minds can sometimes just trick us so much, in that we say, it's so much better to give my family this $20,000 in life insurance instead of, me. It's so sad, right? So that could be something that gets on there. Reactions to everything. any of them could have those reactions. Maybe Happy posts about those girls that he met at the restaurant that he ditched dad for. Maybe Biff posts about Bill Oliver. Oh, would Biff post about that penny stole maybe? I don't know. So there's a lot that's in there that you can pick out to be able to. So I just threw out a bunch of ideas for each one to where you can kind of pick those out too. Feel free to take what I say. They're important ones, but I wanted to give you some ideas to where it might be a little bit easier to go through. And you're just going to, same thing, text and 2 hashtags and a picture, of course, if you want to do Instagram, which is totally optional. And then the last thing is just a kind of play on the comment thread. So choosing one or maybe even more of the characters' posts that you created, respond to the post. Give your characters some advice. How could they, like, how could somebody tell them, like, dude, this is actually a really bad situation, and try to wake these people up? Because a lot of them were like, a lot of people were just like, I mean, everyone just ignored how bad things really were, right? So how can somebody else from the outside, you as a human being, attempt to give them the truth about their situation? Like, lay it out for them. Be like, dude, you've got to do something about your dad. He's not okay. Or, why the hell would you leave your dad in the bathroom at a restaurant? You're whack, bro. What's wrong with you? Like, you can dead up say something like that to be able to tell them the truth about their situation. It's completely valid. And then what could they have done, if anything, to improve the tragedy? Is there something that they could have done? Heck, would it have made a difference if Happy would have stayed behind and helped his dad at the restaurant? Maybe, maybe not. Same with Biff. Biff was there too. Would anything like that happen? What about Linda? What could Linda have done to be able to maybe improve this, if anything? And you're going to put that down here in a little paragraph to be able to kind of call them out. Good opportunity to call them out. And that is it. That is our kind of finale. So a lot of these are like short. You have to think, obviously, you have to pick which posts you're going to make and stuff like that. But it's meant to be short, kind of short and sweet, as long as it makes sense to the character. So we wanted to have a little bit more fun with it by doing it that way, instead of having you write out like a whole big essay type thing, and do all that. So are there any questions about the social media profile for your character? Okay. So since I don't see don't see any questions on this side, I will say I have this set up as due on Friday, as to where it's a whole week thing that you're able to work on. That is what I fully anticipate us working on. For this class, and this is for anybody watching this recording, I'm talking to Navy Day 1. For this class, we should have class. I'm saying should because this week is crazy. We should have class on Wednesday. So you should see me on Wednesday and be good to go. If you are my gray day, we are going to be asynchronous on Thursday due to the fact that I will be for sure in the building and in meetings and stuff. I think honestly, probably, I don't think anyone's going to be having their Thursday classes. They'll just be asynchronous because we will be in the building for sure. So that's my heads up for the week that I wanted to give there, just so you know. But those of you that are in Navy, we should be here on Wednesday. And Wednesday, I will just be here to help you all out. So if you're stuck on anything to do with this or part 1 or anything to finish up our Death of a Salesman unit, that's what I'm here for. So this way we can finish up Death of a Salesman before we come in together in person on the 5th. Is that right? Is that what it is? April 5th that we start school back? Yep. The 5th. Or whenever your time is. So for those of you watching the recording, I love and appreciate you all. You all rock. Private message me if you need anything. We'll go from there.